Hi, welcome back to another video. So in this video we are going to look at the concept of a static keyword and this keyword. So these two keywords are actually used within your OOP programming as well as very useful in a DSA, especially this keyword. So now let's have a look at the concept of these two. Now, first of all, let's talk about this keyword. So basically what this keyword does is that it points to the current object that you are working in. Okay, so let's have a look what does it mean. For example, I have a private, some members within my private section. Let's say I have integer a and also I have a string name, let's say. So I have two data members within my class. Okay. After that, I have a public keyword, and within public keyword, I have got what? I have got a function. Okay. I've got a function that is used to set these values. So I'll use a setter. So what I will do is that void set a, and we will receive some kind of value. Okay, but for now I won't name any. After that, I will use void set set name. So we have two setters. Okay, so basically one setter will be used to initialize or assign value to our member a, and one will be used to assign value to the name. Now what will happen if I use integer a? So this is also a, and within my class I also have a. So if I write a equals to a, what does it mean? Do you guys get it? What does it mean? So let's run this program. Okay, so let's design some getters as well in order to access the private member. So I will write get a, and after that I'll return the a as well. And sorry for this that I'm using void. So I will use integer. Okay. Now what I am doing is I'm going to pass some value to my setter. If I use a, then the name will be different. Then there is not going to be an issue. But if I use this a and also a is equals to a, so this means that the receiving parameter or the copy that I am creating, that has the same name as my variable name. So for the simplicity of program, for more understanding, it much more preferable to use the same names, but you will face some issue. Let's have a look what will be the issue. So let's create an object t1, and then we will call t1 dot set a by 2. Then after that we will print out t1 dot get a as well. Okay, so let's run our program. Now what's happening? We are getting 0. Why we are getting 0? Because what is a? A is something, and here we are also creating a, and a is equals to a means nothing. Okay, so it's nothing happening. But what if I use this keyword with this pointer? So you will use this pointer in order to access and in order to utilize the functionality of this keyword. Okay, so this is basically a pointer, and whenever you are using pointers within your classes or with your objects, this is the way to access the variables or members of your class. Okay, so let's run our program. Now as you guys can see, we are getting 2. Why? Because we used this keyword. Now with the help of this keyword, what you can do is that you can have the same name as your member variable, but you will just differentiate. You will tell the program where to differentiate. So you will use this keyword with the help of pointer. So this is actually a pointer, and whenever you are using a pointer, what happens that you have to use this kind of operator, okay, to access the values. Okay, so this is the concept of this keyword. This will just give you a basic idea of what actually this keyword is all about. So we have talked about and discussed this keyword and its basic use, okay, basic purpose. And let's talk about the static keyword and static variable basic purpose. So let's start by just a demonstration of simple example. So which is that I'll write some integer like integer a is equals to 0. Okay, so integer a is equals to 0. Now if I create object of test class like object 1 and object 2, okay, so I have got object 1 and object 2. Now what I'll do here is that cout object 1 dot a printed print this, and cout object 2 dot a. Okay, so this is what I am doing. So what will happen that we will get 0 on the output screen. So as you guys can see, we have got 0 output screen. So which means that whenever you initialize some member variables or you declare some member variables, initially they are seen by each object same. So whatever you have initialized it with, every object will be able to have that same value and same behavior. Now what will happen if I write object 1 dot a is equals to 10? So what I am doing in this line of code, that I am overwriting the value of 0. Now let's see, will the change in object 1 will be seen in the object 2 as well or not? Let's have a look. Now as you guys can see that I made changes to the object 1 dot a, but the changes was not seen in the object 2. So this means that each member it acts separately for each object. Okay, so if object 1 dot a and object 2 dot a, you are performing some other operation in some increments, decrements, and whatever you are performing, it will not be seen into the other object behavior. Now let's say if I use a static keyword. So first of all, for the static, you should not have initialization within your class. So for static, you should not have initialization within your class. So what we will do, we will use static keyword and we will remove this initialization. Instead of that, we will use the initialization outside the class. Okay, so we will write that data type, okay, the class name, and then this a, and then we will write 0. Okay, now let's print our values. Okay, so sorry, I was not sorry for the semicolon. Now let's run our program. Now as you guys can see, it is the normal behavior as it was with the object 1 dot a and object 2 dot a initial case. Okay, now let's apply this increment. Now I am overwriting the value in just object 1 dot a. I am not even tempering any tempering with the object dot object 2. Okay, so let's run our program now. Now as you guys can see, both the objects dot a have the same values. So this shows that with the help of static, what will happen? It has been shared among all the objects. Okay, so it is shared. This a is now shared among all the objects created due to this static keyword. So this is the purpose of static variable, and this is the use of a static variable, and it has to be initialized outside the class like this. Okay, so this was the basic idea of the this keyword and static keyword. I hope you guys have got the basic idea of these two keywords, and in future if there was any need, I'll use them in my practice problems or any project, with the help of which you will get more broader idea and more in-depth details about these two keywords. So for this tutorial, this is enough, and in the next video we will learn more about the classes as well. So until then, it's bye from my side.